I held my father's letter for 3 years before I opened it. By the time I read it, I had already tried to kill myself twice. He knew I would. My father died on a Tuesday. I didn't cry at his funeral. I stood there, 24 years old, unemployed, high on painkillers I'd stolen from his medicine cabinet the week before he passed, and I felt nothing. People kept telling me he was proud of me. I wanted to laugh in their faces. Proud of what? The son who dropped out of college. The one who couldn't hold a job for more than 3 months. The one he caught stealing money from his wallet to buy drugs. The one he stopped talking to 6 months before the cancer took him. My mom handed me an envelope at the wake, my name on it. His handwriting, shaky, weak, nothing like the bold signature I remembered from birthday cards when I was a kid. "He wanted you to have this," she said, "when you're ready." I shoved it in my jacket pocket. I wasn't ready. I didn't think I'd ever be ready. I was wrong about a lot of things back then. 3 months after the funeral, I lost my apartment. I'd been crashing on friends' couches, burning bridges faster than I could build them. The letter stayed in my jacket pocket, the same jacket I wore every day because it was the only one I had. I could feel it there, this weight, this thing I couldn't look at. Every time I reached for my pills, my fingers brushed against that envelope. I started to hate it. 6 months after he died, I was living in my car. A 2004 Honda Civic with a broken heater and a back seat that smelled like fast food and regret. I'd wake up in parking lots, trying to figure out which gas station bathroom I could use to brush my teeth without getting kicked out. My mom called every week. I stopped answering. What was I supposed to say? "Hey, Mom, I'm doing great, still addicted, still broke, still the same disappointment Dad died knowing I was." The letter was still in my pocket. I thought about throwing it away 100 times. I never did. 9 months after the funeral, I tried to end it. I won't go into details. That's not what this is about. What I'll tell you is this: I failed. I woke up in a hospital bed with a social worker asking me questions I didn't want to answer and a psychiatrist who looked at me like I was a checklist. They kept me for 72 hours. Then they let me go. No follow-up, no real plan, just a prescription I couldn't afford and a pamphlet about crisis resources. I went back to my car. The letter was still there, crumpled now, stained with coffee from a cup that had spilled weeks ago. I held it in my hands that night. I didn't open it. I told myself I would, tomorrow, next week, when things got better. Things didn't get better. Here's what nobody tells you about rock bottom: there's always further to fall. A year after my father died, I was stealing to survive. Small stuff at first: food, soap, anything I could resell. I ran into an old friend from high school. He barely recognized me. I saw it in his eyes, the shock, the pity, the relief that it wasn't him. He asked if I was okay. I lied and said I was. 14 months after the funeral, I tried again. Same result. Different hospital, same 72 hours, same questions. Same nothing waiting for me when I got out. The letter stayed in my jacket. I was carrying around a piece of my father, and I was too afraid to look at it. Because I knew. I knew that whatever he wrote, it would be something I didn't deserve, something kind, something that would make me feel worse about who I'd become. I was right about that too. 2 years and 4 months after my father died, I sat in my car in a Walmart parking lot at 3 in the morning. I was out of money, out of options, out of the energy it took to keep pretending I wanted to be alive. I had a bottle of pills in one hand, and in the other, I had that letter. I don't know why I pulled it out. Maybe I was looking for permission. Maybe I wanted to feel close to him one last time. Maybe I just wanted to delay the inevitable for another few minutes. I opened it. The first thing I saw was the date. He'd written it 3 days before he died. His handwriting was barely legible. I had to squint under the dome light to make out the words. "Dear Marcus, if you're reading this, I'm already gone. And if I know you, And I do. You've waited a long time to open this. You think I'm going to tell you I'm proud of you. I'm not. Not because you haven't given me reasons, but because I don't think you'd believe me if I said it. I failed you, son. I saw you struggling, and I didn't know how to help. I got angry instead. I said things I shouldn't have said. I made you feel like your pain was a choice, like you were weak for not being able to fix yourself. I was wrong. I need you to know something. When you were 7 years old, I tried to kill myself. You don't remember this. Your mother and I made sure of it. But I spent 3 weeks in a psychiatric facility trying to convince myself I had a reason to stay alive. I thought I was broken, unfixable, a burden to everyone who loved me. And then one night, I called home. Your mother put you on the phone. You told me about a drawing you made in school, a picture of our family. You said you put me in the middle because I was the strongest. You saved my life that night, Marcus. You didn't know it, but you did. I'm writing this because I need to do the same for you. You're going to want to give up. Maybe you already have. Maybe you've tried to end it. Maybe you're planning to. I know because I've been there. And I'm telling you, don't. Not because life gets easier. It doesn't always. Not because the pain stops. It won't always. But because you matter. Not because of what you've accomplished. Not because of who you could be someday. But because you're here. Because you're my son. Because the world is better with you in it, even if you can't see that right now. I'm not going to be there to tell you this in person. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for a lot of things. But I need you to hear this. You are not your mistakes. You are not your addiction. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are my son, and that has always been enough. I sat in that parking lot and I cried. Not the silent kind, the kind that hurts, the kind that empties you out. I didn't take the pills that night. I didn't suddenly get better. I didn't wake up the next morning cured. But I made a phone call. I called my mom. I told her I needed help. Real help this time. She drove 3 hours to get me. We sat in a rehab intake office the next morning. I clutched that letter the entire time. I've been sober for 3 years now. I have an apartment, a job, relationships I haven't destroyed yet. I'm not fixed. I still have bad days. Days where I think about using. Days where I'm not sure I want to be here. But I think about my father. I think about that letter. I think about the fact that he fought the same battle I'm fighting, and he survived long enough to have me, to save me, even after he was gone. If you're watching this and you're struggling, if you've thought about ending it, if you're barely holding on, I need you to hear this. You are not alone. You are not broken beyond repair. And someone, somewhere, needs you to stay. My father gave me one final gift. He gave me a reason to live when I couldn't find one myself. This is mine to you. Stay.